we have to sometimes peel the layers and ask ourselves this question that I'm asking you. Motherhood. Who is a mother anyway? Is it Mikhail because she carried the 5 boys? Or can we say in this generation, we're looking for the rispas, the women that will neglect their own comfort so that the next generation will be protected? And you may be saying, but Annette, what's the protection here? The boys were dead anyway, or the men, I should say, were dead anyway. Not only did she give up her rights to her sons, but she ensured that even though it seemed like it's dead, there will be a proper burial. To me, that is a mother that deserves an award. And she didn't just protect her two, she protected and took care of the other 5 that she didn't have to carry. And that is what motherhood is all about. Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Eden's Jam. Happy New Month. Happy New Month. I hope last month's episode did bless you as we're looking at how to be relevant and abiding April and all the good stuff. Welcome, May. Before we delve into today's episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to our production team right here. Eyes Have Not Seen and Blessed Production. Blessed Dreams Production. Can you tell? I'm super excited for this month. So this month, we are actually talking about motherhood. As you can tell, next week is Mother's Day. And in our Beauties of Eden community, we have actually themed this month Motherhood May. And I know for some of us, we get excited for Mother's Day. We look forward to the gifts. We look forward to spending time with our children, our mothers in the United States. They said that Mother's Day is one of the most expensive holiday, if I should put it that way. That is beyond Christmas. That is one of the holidays that we spend a lot on, rightfully so, because mothers deserve it. But I also know that in this season, it becomes very difficult for some, whether they have a strained relationship with their mothers or they have a loss, or some are still in waiting for a child, or they, at this point, they are reminded of the loss of a child. And because of that, for me, I'm very, very cognizant in May so that we minister to everyone and not get excited and in our excitement lose track of some that may not be so excited. And so with this precept, that's why I want us to talk about motherhood. What is a mother anyway, and who is a mother? So I want to start off with this first episode going into May with that question. Motherhood, what is it? You know, is a motherhood a community, a thing, a concept, an ideology that is given to a woman that has given birth? But what happens to the woman that just gives birth and then decides they don't want that child? Are they the mother, or is it the people or the family or the woman? Most of the time, there's a woman involved in raising a child. Is that who the mother is? Was the one that just carried the baby just the carrier, or are they the mother? You know, we're not going to go into the details and the debates of it. But for me, I believe that motherhood goes beyond just the person that births the child. The motherhood is a concept, an ideology in my mind, the woman that has set an intention to raise and train the next generation. And this month, we're going to look at one woman's story. I remember a few years ago when I had an opportunity to preach my first ever Mother's Day message. Of all the women in the Bible that I could pick, I hand selected this woman. And she's a woman that I really, you don't hear a lot talked about her, but she's one of the women that I really admire in the Bible. Her story is tagged in the pages of Second Samuel. The first mention of her is actually found in Second Samuel chapter 3, verse 8. where she's introduced as one of the concubines of Saul, King Saul. And then we meet her that way just as an introduction that, and her name is Rizpah, a concubine of Saul. But her full story gets unfolded later on in that book of 2nd Samuel, particularly in chapter 21. It starts off by saying that it was a season where the children of Israel were experiencing a famine, and King David at that time, it was King David, Saul's season had passed. And David went to inquire of the Lord why there was a famine. And the Lord said it was because of Saul and his bloodthirst for the Gibeonites. So even though years and years and years before Joshua had made a treaty with the Gibeonites that they will partner with them, Saul in his bloodthirst had gone to kill some of the Gibeonites, and God was revenging. Because for God, a covenant is a covenant, whether it's people that we're supposed to make covenant with or not. That's a conversation for another day. And the Lord said, unless there's peace that's made between the Gibeonites, the famine will continue. And imagine the whole land will perish. And so David now goes back to the Gibeonites and asks them what they want. And they said, we want every line of Saul. We need 7 men from Saul's bloodline to be killed. They took 2 of Rizpah's sons and 5 of Michal, Saul's daughter's sons. So 7 children. 2 were King Saul's sons, and 5 out of the 7 were Saul's grandsons. And they slaughtered them all, and they left them hanging. But Rizpah, one that I see as a mother, chose to protect that which seemed like it was dead anyway. Where was the woman that carried 5 sons? Was she too comfortable in the palace? But a concubine, a one that was probably not even regarded at that time, decided she was going to be a mother. I know this is a story that you probably don't want to hear going into Mother's Day, but we have to sometimes peel the layers and ask ourselves this question that I'm asking you. Motherhood, who is a mother anyway? Is it Michal because she carried the 5 boys? Or can we say in this generation, we're looking for the Rizpahs, the women that will neglect their own comfort so that the next generation will be protected. And you may be saying, but Annette, what is the protection here? The boys were dead anyway, or the men, I should say, were dead anyway. Not only did she give up her rights to her sons, but she ensured that even though it seemed like it's dead, there will be a proper burial. To me, that is a mother that deserves an award. And she didn't just protect her 2. She protected and took care of the other 5 that she didn't have to carry. And that is what motherhood is all about. So this May, in the next episode, we're going to go deep in and we're going to have a discussion. Are we ready for Motherhood May? I'll see you in the next episode. God bless you.